Hello, everybody. This is lycheepunnet with Elprez once again, and today we are uh we're covering Prisma Ilya. It's a very touchy topic here. I'm not sure whether this comes under production of child pornography, but we'll do our best.
Oh, is this why you were looking up American laws?
Yeah, I've been looking up American laws to see if I can be prosecuted for production of something like this if I'm not within the US borders.
So you're saying
Uh,
I'm screwed.
yeah, you're screwed, but that has no bearing on me in particular.
You suck.
Doesn't the CIA also have
Yeah,
some sort of say in that?
Literally, I
yeah.
just need to remove the card arts from our video or just put an 18 plus rating on it.
Anyway, we've got celednb along for the ride because he plays this set and
We do not.
also yeah, he doesn't live in America, so he also can't be prosecuted for these
Yeah.
laws by these laws.
Damn.
Yeah, so this is the first full booster that Ilya's received. The other two boosters were a standard extra booster and a big extra booster.
Which means
So
double R pluses and an extra booster makes everyone sad.
I I
I
think
don't
it's
think they were
also the
double up plus.
first I think it's also the first two color full booster that
It
we've
might well
gotten.
be. Yeah, it might well be because yeah, I believe it. I haven't thought very hard about it, but sure. So we're gonna go with blue first because there is a chance that someone else will wake up and join us for red because he was the one who was supposed to help us with red. But of course, he's asleep.
That bastard.
Yeah, that bastard. Anyway, as always, we're using the rating system good to bad. Good being, oh, you can screen share if you don't mind.
Oh,
Uh,
sure. Let me.
Good being good cards, you put them in your deck. They're really good. They make you want to play the set. They are the cards that will probably win you the game, and they are the cards that make you think, wow, this deck isn't bad at all. Next, we've got the playable rating. Playable is basically filler. It's cards you'll play in your deck because they're fine. They're not gonna they're not gonna lose you the game, but they probably won't win you the game either. They're cards you need because Weiss is a game where you go from 0 to 3, and you need role players at all levels. Next, there is the niche rating. Niches for decks that aren't quite the main build, or they are cards which are build arounds. You need to build around this card to make it good, or you need to build around it to make it remotely playable. Well, this is kind of a cop-out rating because it's not entirely clear as to whether niche decks, as in the not obvious decks, will be good or not. Like, even in instances where they are good for a bit and then die off later, it's hard to say anything but this card is niche. Like, the obvious example is Symphogear Alchemists, because that deck sucks and it somehow won something or other. Yeah. And
Yeah, it
last,
hasn't.
hmm? It
Yeah,
had that
it
deck,
hasn't
right?
won anything in a long time.
It's because there haven't been tournaments in a long time, but the deck also sucks. And then we've got the bad rating, which is self-explanatory. Bad cards are bad. They put you towards losing the game. They are cards you don't want to run because either you could be running cards that are objectively better, or you could be running a vanilla and it'd be better than this card.
Most
And
vanillas are
then,
bad.
you know, vanillas are usually bad. So it either actively puts you towards losing the game or it is thoroughly outclassed. We've also added the plus and minuses to these ratings, so they're kind of like little add-ons because there's a range of cards in good, playable, niche, bad, etc. So we'll be adding those on, and then there's also the separate meta rating, which is a card that draws you towards the set, a card which makes you think, "Wow, this is the set I want to play because this card is in it." These cards aren't always four ofs, but they are usually in the deck because they are insane or not replicated by other sets. We good?
Yep. Alright, first card.
First card, yeah, pawn. So this is Soaking Wet Ilya. It's a 001k and it's got Global 500 on the opponent's turn and one cost to tap two characters, Brainstorm and per climax plus one magic character from deck.
Putting that plus rating to use, playable plus or good minus. It's honestly both.
I think this is just a good card in this set because there's not many ways that Ilya pluses a lot, and this also helps with the whole, I
I'm going with good
guess,
minus.
Um,
there's a pseudo walling theme at level one, as far as I'm concerned, with the Kaleidoscope build.
I'm
it's
going.
And
also in both. It's actually in both builds. Like also, if you build the Zweiform build for whatever reason, I think it's even more so there. And the set kind of needed this plussing brainstorm. Like it's not anything special or anything particularly good, but it's something the set really wanted
Yeah, there was no plussing
because it didn't.
brainstorm of note before, right?
It had a draw plus brainstorm, like tap two characters and for each climax draw
Okay.
one,
Yeah, I think the
which
search
is
one is
fucking bad.
it's bad in a lot of decks. It's fantastic if Indos had it. Well, not fantastic. I just like it. Too many misses.
I mean, I think this card is just good because, again, the pluses are really good and the plus 500 is, it's fine.
It's actually relevant.
Okay. I guess there wasn't too much to talk about the card. I just put it a good minus. I just don't think like anything about it's like outstanding enough to get like a full good rating from me.
It doesn't get hit by Kaiki.
Okay. That's beautiful. We've gone we've already entered the meme zone. Alright. Next up.
All right, next
Oh my
card.
god. I'm going to jail, aren't I?
Yeah, you're going to jail. So,
Wait
wait,
till we go. Wait till we get to a certain Mew.
yeah,
Oh
it
no.
gets worse. So this is a Miyu level 3. It's a reasonable card. It's got assist. All characters in front of this gain the ability during battles involving this, your opponent cannot play events from hand. So that includes anti-damage, healing magic. It includes the compass variants as well as event counters in general. But it specifically does not include sack counters, which is, I think, very relevant.
Except
Also,
for Dragon Strike.
yes, Dragon's Strike cannot be used. Neither can Psyker's Wish, and neither can
Alright.
the Fates Ilya. Yeah, ironically, the Ilya Berserker event. Next, it has Experience 4. This gains Assist. All magic characters in front of this gain X times 1k, where 1 X is their level. So if it's level 3, it'll get 3k, level 2 gets 2k, etc. And when this is placed from hand to stage, draw 2, drop 1. This
I
uh,
mean, this is mainly for the Zweiform deck.
I
This
think it's only for the Form deck. There's no...
Yeah.
You don't need a level 3 support in. Wait, so, because I haven't been paying attention very much, does the list still run Kaleidoscope?
Yeah.
Kaleidoscope will not run this card.
Yeah, if Kaleidoscope is still the meta build, you don't run this because you don't need it.
Of course
Yeah.
not. If we're thinking along those lines, that every card that doesn't go in Kaleidoscope is a niche card, which we could arguably do, to be honest.
I don't think that's really fair, but
I also don't think that's fair either,
Yeah.
because this card goes in multiple builds, not just
it
the
just
Zweiform
it just
build.
doesn't go into
It,
Kaleidoscope.
Yeah, there are different ways to build Zweiform. Like, you could even put this, oh, I wouldn't put this in the gem build, but you could, I guess.
I mean, when
that seems
especially
unsmart.
especially for the Swiform build though, going all in on one finisher like that, you definitely want this effect so you don't get anti-damaged.
No. I think this is a card that you can just level in certain meta matchups where you don't need it because the deck needs experience, and other times you can just search it out. Like it's really reasonable as a one or two of in multiple builds, and
Yeah,
Cypher probably even wants it as a two or three of.
I think it's very comparable to the Armin from Attack on Titan. That's a
Yeah,
card you get away with running at one or two of. You get it when you need it, otherwise you leave it alone.
I mean,
Plus,
well,
like as a bonus, this is a level 3 in a set that cares about experience. So I think I can give this a playable plus rating,
yeah,
to
I
be
was gonna go
honest.
for playable plus. I like all the effects on the card. The fact that it's a cantrip is really nice as well. So, in general, level 3 supports tend to be very impressive when it comes to their effects. It just comes down to they're generally not worth throwing in. It's like playing a dancer in Fire Emblem. It's like, why would you play the dancer when you could play just another good character?
Because sometimes you have a character so broken you want them to move twice. Answers are pretty busted.
Depends. Sometimes they're not.
It acts as a second copy of your best character at that
The problem
time.
is dancers have reduced movement range compared to
They
some of your
do.
best characters.
That's fine, I guess, but
And I don't want to put, like, angelic boots on those guys.
yeah.
Alright, enough Fire Emblem talk.
All right, time for by far the most overrated card in the set. This is by both the community and by secondary market vendors.
How
Zwei
expensive
Formula.
is it?
Two
It's
for 80 sold out.
still two
Jesus
four eighty.
Christ.
Well,
What?
there we
Yeah.
go. So Zwei Formula, it's a 3295. It's a heal, and when it attacks, if Quintet Fire, which is a Pants Climax, is in the Climax zone, and you have two or more markers under this, we'll get to how it gets markers in a bit. Just assume it's easy. And you have another magic character, so not actually a requirement. Put all of your stock in the waiting room, and then this gains the following two abilities. When this reverses its battle opponent, deal 2 damage, and when this reverses its battle opponent, deal 5 damage.
So it reads cancel once, maybe deal 2 damage.
Yes, although there is a school of thought that believes 5 damage is reliable, aka the girlfriend beta is top tier school of thought.
Well, that is equally wrong. I mean, if you win because 5 damage was happened, you can just call it luck.
I
I
think
mean,
it's this card being 2 480 is pretty incorrect in my eyes.
Do you, even in the deck that's running Swipe Form, right? Do you even run 4 of this?
no, you run three.
Yes.
Exactly, right?
Run,
I
'Cause,
think,
run 3? You only run
yeah,
3
you
of
run
these?
three.
Really?
But
Okay.
like, you only
I-
really want one on the field because of the way the counters end up putting onto the field. You just don't have enough hand to get a multiple Swipe Form effects
No,
off in a turn.
two is very easy.
2 is easy?
Two is very easy.
Okay.
I feel like
Yes,
2 would be
but
easy.
but three is practically impossible.
But
Like
having
it's not
4
worth it.
means you're able to have another one for experience, and it's a heal in the worst case scenario.
Yeah, but you can also level your other level threes. Like you're probably playing multiples of the Miyu level three, and I don't think it's actually necessary. And then you run a certain number of early drops too.
Yeah, is there an early play?
Yeah,
that
there
we
is.
haven't
Yeah,
got to?
It's the next card. It's
All
very
right, cool.
good. It's only
'Cause
780.
if we have a good early play, I'm tempted if I'm playing the Zwei form anyways to probably run 2 or 3. 3 might be a bit too much of the Miyu from right before this card. And if there's an early play, I'd almost be tempted to max out on that if it's also an early play healer. But let me check.
No, it's not an early play here.
It's a draw 2, ditch 2, stock 1.
It's
That's not bad.
It's
That's good.
resonating Diva just with a good condition, like no
Resonating.
condition.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, I see the condition now. That's not a condition.
No, it's not a condition. This is.
Well,
I
back to
honestly
this-
think Zweiform is a fine card to be.
I
to
think
be
the card is
quite honest.
perfectly fine. I don't think the card is broken. I just think like playable plus is probably where I put it.
There was a point
Oh.
in time where the translation didn't have for this turn, and instead the abilities were permanent. But even then, I would have played Kaleidoscope over this.
I think Kaleidoscope is just a more reliable way of getting damage. And one on attack means that no anti-damage really works against you anyways.
honestly, if it didn't have the this turn clause, like we didn't know that we had a heal counter that gives 3/5 yet, and we didn't know the Miyu yet. If it kept the abilities through the opponent's turn, I think that would have been pretty viable actually.
I think so.
Because-
With a-
Over Kaleidoscope, though, I'm not
over
sure. it's
Kaleidoscope,
better
I still don't think so. Because like when the goal is to get an opponent dead, I don't think anything is better than Kaleidoscope in.
No,
Ilya.
nothing's better than Kaleidoscope, but this is also a healer, and the heal counter also heals, so it's actually kind of likely that you'll survive.
Sure.
Sure, but with Kantai Collection 3 coming up, I'm not sure that's going to be as big a plus as it is.
Well, yeah, that
so
might
this
very
card
well
is
be.
Time to shelve.
obviously supposed to be played with the level 3 Miyu assist, but the only issue there is this is still very vulnerable to sack counters, so even if you have 2 on the field, you can only
Yeah.
expect to get 1 in, maybe. That's assuming you can even get over your opponent's level 3s or whatever they leave on the field. assuming they're not
How
dumb.
big is this usually going to be? About 12.5?
12.5 is probably not
13, it's 13.5
13.5 is the
with the climax.
Oh yeah, so 13.5 is probably where you're expecting it to be.
It's not actually very big.
It's not very big.
Most level 3s.
I mean, obviously you're blowing up 2 Lover with this. 2 Lover generally doesn't get bigger than 13.5 with counters, and if you can't use anti-damage, then you don't have that option available to you either.
I mean, this
Does it
deck
even
is...
get to 13.5?
If you have the frontal 500 plus hand encore plus a 2-1 vanilla counter, I run 1, but it's not like
Zweiform is probably specifically quite good against Telovru,
yeah.
but I mean, being good against just one deck does not a series make.
No.
And I think Kaleidoscope is equally as good
Yeah, I
against
think Kaleidoscope is
Telovru
equally
anyway.
good anyways because you have the on-attack shenanigans. So
Because Talavru can compress relatively well, which is the other weakness of burning 5. It just never goes through when you want it to. So yeah, this probably does 3, then it probably does 2, maybe, if you're lucky.
I mean,
I
But
mean,
I
the
mean,
2 is really good.
the 2 is really good. I like 2.
2 is
2
good,
damage
yeah.
is great. Honestly, burn 2 is like great number. But
And
3,
5 is just take a climax out of the opponent's deck.
yeah. I mean,
Oh,
if they're
that's
actually low enough on cards in their deck, sometimes that just amounts to an uncancelable burn 1 because you force a refresh. And that could be all you needed to win the game there.
I'm
It is a fringe
I
case.
I'm not condemning this card. I think it's a perfectly viable card,
I put
but
it as playable. I don't think it's playable plus or minus.
I think it's playable plus, certainly playable plus, but only because Kaleidoscope is insane. Would this card never see any play?
Kaleidoscope
Yeah.
is outrageous.
Or rather,
I mean,
it's gonna see play, but I don't think it's as good as Kaleidoscope, and it's not close.
yeah, it's not gonna go into the meta deck, and the main reason is that you can't prevent the normal set counters that every set has gone since, I don't know, a year or something.
Lover didn't get one.
So Lovery did not
Yeah,
get. It's true.
and Fate didn't get one. And Fate
Yes,
also
it
didn't
did.
get anti-damage, but Talavru did.
Fate got a set counter and it got anti-damage. You got 2 anti-damage cards. What are you talking about?
Let's not go there.
All right,
All right.
let's move on.
Next.
I'm putting this as playable plus for the record.
Yeah,
I think.
I put you down as playable plus. I also put Cell as playable plus.
Like,
Uh,
I'm a bit weird on the ratings because this would be one of the reasons to make a deck in this set, but it's not the, let's say, meta reason for building this set.
no, not even close.
Like the competitive reason to build this set, but it's certainly like a fun reason to build this set. Like, I know a bunch of people that want to build this set now because they saw this card.
Just drop a casual $100 for fun. Seems
Yeah.
about.
It's like you're playing Magic.
Isn't
Yeah.
this
Drop
Isn't this
$100
what
for
this
like
game is
2
about?
cards.
drop $1,000 on this piece that you don't really need for
Drop-
whatever reason?
Drop $1,000 on your playset of City of Traders. Get really sad.
No one plays that deck anyway. Kind Bond Ilya. It's a 3/2 10k. This has the easiest advanced sum condition of all. If you have 4 more magic characters, this gets -1 level in hand, so it's a level 2.
There's
And when this is placed from hand to stage, draw 2,
not gonna fix
drop 2, and then put a card up to 1 card from your deck into your stock. So this is effectively a 2/1 2 soul that draws you into your climax combo.
I like this card a
This
lot.
card is insane.
This card is like outrageous. I actually. Okay, so this set doesn't have an Akatsuki, right?
It does have one.
It does. Okay. Is it for
A
Magic?
level 1.
It's level
Yeah,
1.
it's for Magic.
It's for Magic. Okay.
It needs experience too as well.
that
so
changes a
It's
little bit.
exactly the Hitagi from Monogatari.
Okay, that changes a little bit, but it's pretty likely, or not pretty likely, but it's possible that you're about to refresh maybe your second time, I guess, with the Akatsuki, with this card in your hand. At which point you can also use it as a climax out to reshuffle those back into your deck.
I'd rather just get them out and then play this after my refresh.
I mean, both options are perfectly fine.
I think the latter is a lot stronger though, because that's
I
two,
do-
two cards free of free
Free.
compression, and
Unless
you
you-
can maybe draw a climax, which
Yeah.
is nice if you want to push forward.
This card is fantastic. Also,
it's
it is a one stock 2 soul beater.
It's a 2/1 10k 2 soul beater.
Dude,
insane.
you know what else is a 2/1 10k 2 soul beater?
What?
Toma.
Toma is a 9k.
Is it 9k?
It's only 9k.
Dang. And that's because I'm always playing with the freaking Glass Order.
Yeah.
Toma also doesn't hand fix like mad.
No. Toma's also level 0 and dies to bombs.
This card
This
is
is-
absolutely insane. I think it's one of the best cards in the new set, and I don't know why this is sitting at 780 while Zwei form is 240.
I would be tempted to just jam 4 even into the old Kaleidoscope list.
You know about 4, 3 certainly, but not 4.
I would definitely buy the playset, but like I would definitely jam this even in Kaleidoscope and Zwei form. It's fantastic.
This card is ridiculous.
It gets
It's-
a good plus, and I might even give it meta.
No, I don't know about meta.
I mean, it's not really the draw to the set,
This
but
is
it's
true.
a very it's a very, very important role player for Kaleidoscope
Incredibly
because it
powerful.
helps you with keeping up in soul damage and not falling behind. And it also helps you with converting your stock into climaxes that you want to draw.
How many level threes were there before in Kaleidoscope? How many were you running?
Uh,
9.
Nine?
4 Ilya, 3 Miyu, and 2 Ilya top checkers. And I think I'm up to 11 now.
Just threw in two of these?
3.
Three?
I
go
ran
with
3 of
these,
this
cut them
and
down
no
to
level
two.
2s.
Okay. I mean, you don't need to run level twos when you have this, do you?
Like you
No.
specifically don't even run the sack counter or anything.
Oh.
Just don't. This card is great. It fulfills experience for some good cards later. It's an absurdly powerful level 2 play, and it gets you closer to your Kaleidoscope combo, which will kill your opponent in most circumstances. Good plus. Not much else to say.
Yeah. I already know what's gonna happen when I play this. I'll draw 2 cards, ditch 2, and then blind stock the Saber Pants.
It's okay. You brainstorm right afterwards anyway.
Yeah. You do have the option just to immediately pay it out, so it's not like a really big problem. It's just unfortunate when you need that pants in your hand.
Yeah.
I guess
Alright.
to the next card.
Um, yeah, this card. Exposed Yukata, Ilya. 00500. When this
Don't want to
is
go to
placed from
jail.
hand to stage, draw a card, discard a card. So that's all mandatory. You have to draw a card, you have to discard a card. When this attacks, if you have a blue climax in the climax zone, draw a card and discard a card. This is dumb. Makes me
This is
unhappy.
insane.
It just draws two ditches too, separately.
No, it's draw one, ditch one, and then if you play a climax,
Draw
which
one,
you
ditch one
usually do
again.
at level 1, you draw one, ditch one again.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it gets you through the deck quicker. It's pretty good, I guess. I think
I
there's a
would.
mild, depending on what you've put in your back row, playing this at level 1 is going to be hard if you also want to play cards like Azusa in the same turn. And Azusa is probably a stronger play at level 1. But this card is insane at all points in the game.
Yeah, this is a very good hand fix at all points in the game, and what it really does is that it stays live during level 3 and actually pulls you quicker to your combo, which
This card
is really relevant for the deck. This is
dumb.
2 to 3.
and this good. No, I run 4.
You run
I
the
think this
full
is a
4?
4 of. It seems
No,
like
no questions.
like if you
Absolutely no questions.
this or your Kuro Runner from the second booster are your ideal turn 1 play, I think.
I mean, I'm not sure if this is an ideal turn 1 play.
It's a pretty good turn 1 play. Like, assuming your opponent kills it, it's still fine. Your level 0 was probably going to die anyway, unless it was a runner. So this is a pretty
Yeah.
good turn 1 play, I reckon.
I mean, you don't exactly have exactly have the runner, and then everything else is just throw it out there, get a stock, and die. The draw ditch becomes a lot less relevant at 0 because you don't run a climax combo at level 1 usually. Like you can run the old pants, but I've played around with it a bit, and the combo just takes up too much space and becomes very clunky, especially because
just
you have
don't think,
the
I don't
because you
think
don't have the.
that was very good.
It's fine, but the issue is you also have an Akatsuki now, and milling the Kuros out is really easy.
Yeah, that's fair. I I never thought that combo was anything more than the free Soul Rush, same as the Persona one. But
Well, that's enough.
it was always an
really.
option, yeah, I guess. But you've got a bondable LE clone now, so that's fine. This card,
Yeah.
back to this card though. I've got this as good. I don't know about good plus, but definitely good.
Definitely good. I don't think good plus.
I think for me it's good plus. It's the best card. The Kaleidoscope. This and the Early Summon are the best cards Kaleidoscope got in a set. Like this does more than the Akatsuki clone for the set. Not for the set, for this build.
So if the Akatsuki clone was actually a copy of the Kome from CG2,
Well, that would be retarded. I think that would have
Right.
actually broken the set.
It would be retarded. Let's not talk about that.
I wanted it to happen.
alright, gonna go ahead and move on to the next card.
Alright, so this is how Zweiform gets its markers. So Sapphire it's a global 500, first of all, on the field, and you can put this from the field and a magical ruby from your bin. So specifically the next ruby, you can't use the one from the first set. Put this and a ruby from your bin under one of your Zwei formulas as markers. So this does nothing except turn on the Zwei form combo. Otherwise, it's just a global 500.
Yes.
Seems fine to me.
I mean, you have to run at least 3, I'd imagine, if you're running Zwei form.
I'd run 4.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
think.
niche.
I mean, if you run 4 Zwei form, you can run 4 of this, but it seems unnecessary. Like, you have one of this always in the background, keeping one of this in the hand isn't really that hard.
Sure.
Sure.
And it's just a vanilla global assist at other times, so it's not really, like, that amazing.
It's a niche card regardless, in my opinion.
I think
Well, yeah, but I don't think you need to run 4. I think 3 is enough.
it would be 3.
Sure. I'm still gonna give it a niche because you only run it there.
Yeah.
It's not good enough otherwise. Alright. What's the next card? Next card is just Ruby. So it's a 001k. Comes to play, give a character 1k. And when this is placed from hand to stage, check top card of your deck. If it's a magic character, add it to hand, discard a card. I don't think this card has a role at all outside of Zwei form because that's draw drop Ilya we just talked about exists.
Yeah, that's just better.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
That Ilya is just basically better when it comes to like the filtering aspects.
You get a free power pump, which is kind of nice, but the draw drop is usually going to be more what you want more because it also lets you hit on climaxes. And it stays more relevant throughout the entire game.
Yeah. So, I guess this still gets niche then.
Yeah.
It's still niche.
I'm-
You only ever played in
yeah.
Zwei form, don't
Yeah.
Alright, next.
Not alone, Miyu. It's a 0035. When this is placed from hand to stage, if there are 3 or more climaxes in your opponent's waiting room, rest this. And at the start of your opponent's attack phase, you may move this to an empty slot in your front row that has the opponent's character opposite this opposite.
Oh, so it's a run in front.
It's a interceptor, it's a pursuer, it's whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I
I
hate
like
this card.
I like
I
the
hate this
Kuro
card.
better from set 2.
I really
It's
hate
just a
this
mill
card.
runner. Mill runners are just better than this profile by far.
I agree.
Not only that, but if you play this late game, it might not even be an attacker.
Yeah.
I hate this
That
card.
deficit is pretty annoying.
That usually shouldn't happen since most of your level 3s can trip, but yeah, I guess. But the card is not
It's in your
worth
opponent's
anything
waiting
about
room,
it.
so like your opponent might just, still have
Sure.
3 in their waiting room.
But the fact of the matter is, it could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just not happy about that.
It also is a triple R, I think, for whatever reason.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah,
say
it's a triple R.
I'm tempted to give this the bad because I think the Kuro is just that much better, but I don't think it's actually that bad.
I might give it bad. I'm really against this. It's like a mediocre card on a mediocre with a terrible downside that could bite you. And the fact that it could bite you is just
Is enough, yeah.
breaks the deal. Like I'd never run this card, let's say that much.
Yeah, I would just never run this if I had the choice, just because the Kuro runner is better. I think in like every circumstance.
Except for costing like 10 times that much.
Yeah. Okay. I mean dollars.
Yeah.
I guess there's not really much else to say about it then. Next.
Next card.
There are too many cards in blue. There are also too many cards in red.
So precious friend Ilya. It's a
At least we'll
1/0.
be fast with yellow and green.
This is if you have experience 3, it's a 2k counter. If you don't have experience 3, it's a 1k counter. I think this card is like niche.
I think the card is fine. Do you need a 2K? I mean, if you're running
Yeah.
the Ellie clone,
Actually,
right, you
you
would
do.
probably want 1 or 2 in your deck for sure.
Now you don't really follow the let's just play 3 characters and the climax and ram everything strategy. You're actually trying to kill shit now with the Ellie and wall up a bit.
So, like, I think you would run 2, right?
Yeah, I run 2 right now, but I might go up to 3.
I give the card a playable.
I think this
It's
card
certainly
is
playable.
Do you really play? I guess the Ellie clone's enough.
Experience 3 could be kind of awkward
I don't
sometimes.
think it is.
Uh,
I don't think so.
we'll
It's either
we'll get to
experience three or experience nothing, and you always get experience three with most decks.
yeah, experience freeze easy with 11 level freeze. That's but
Uh,
we'll get to a card later on that's maybe not as important for the Kaleidoscope build, but it actually makes walling up with the Ellie clone possible and not that hard. That I think most people overlook because it didn't get leaked. But
sure.
we'll
I
get
mean,
to that.
I'm happy to give this a playable. I don't think it's game changing.
I definitely don't think
It's
it's
a
like
2K counter. It's
it's
not game changing, but
yeah.
it's nice to have.
I don't think it's
Oh,
like
I mean, it was game changing for IMAS.
it was game changing for like certain sets, but like
Okay. But IMS is
Yeah,
special, whatever.
yeah, special. It was special.
next.
All right, next card.
an
Magical
Ellie.
Idol Ilya. This is the Ellie clone to which we alluded to earlier. It gains 500 for every one of your other magic characters, so it's hopefully 6/5 base.
Yes, playable. Like, it's spawnable.
It is
There's
bond.
a stock
That's very
bond to it, which
Playable
and
plus?
stock bond even has a top check.
Yeah,
So it's
Playable
pretty
plus. Playable? It's definitely at least playable.
I think it's good actually.
Oh.
I think it is playable.
I'm gonna stick with playable. I think I'm gonna go up to playable plus. Bondable is a pretty big
Um
plus for me.
yeah, the bondable is really huge and you
It's the
don't actually
costless
have
beta.
good 1/0s except for this.
It's a costless beta.
And
It really is.
well, the thing is, in the context of the set, you don't really have beta cards to run,
You don't really have anything else going
which
on at
is
level
what
1,
makes
right?
this card actually your mainstay level 1.
You don't really have anything going on at level 1, right?
Yeah,
Because then that's a little bit different than like where in 2 level your Ellie clone is the worst card in your deck.
yeah, exactly. In Telavru, it's literally filler, and here it's your mainstay level 1 game plan.
Alright, I'm gonna go with playable plus. I think that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm still just unplayable.
whatever. It's a
Next.
boring card.
It's boring. It does oh my god, I'm going to jail.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about.
Oh no.
All right, so Miyu changing, so 1045 gains 500 for every one of your other level 0 or lower characters, and this gains 500 power and encore, hand encore, if you have two or more level 2 or higher in your level zone.
What?
What?
Really? The second part of the ability? That seems weird. 2 or more level
Experience
2.
2?
Oh,
Experience 2?
experience to you've either I'm just
Yeah.
really tired or I heard that wrong.
Experience
Experience
2 gains 500
Yeah,
power
okay.
and encore.
Yeah.
So this is basically a strict upgrade from the 5k gain 500 for every level 0 or lower that you've probably seen in like Idolmaster, Devil Survivor 2, probably other sets as well. I don't know about this card.
Well, you don't play this for 2 reasons. First of all, it's not that good a card. Second of all, this is actually probably going to send you to jail. So there's actually a 1/1 assist that loses a level. That's actually pretty good card that works with this, but it's still not enough to make this card like worth running.
I still don't think I'd run this over the Ellie. Ellie's
Yeah.
bondable. I'd
Yeah,
rather pay stock to get a
exactly.
card back than ditch a card.
I actually don't have anything that pluses except for the brainstorm and your level 3, so the bond is relevant.
That said, I still think it's like a playable minus card. If you don't, it still fills.
I'm not convinced you play this at all. It's a 6k
Yeah.
encore usually. 6/5 on the opponent's
I
turn.
mean, if it was 6K clock encore, I'd be definitely more.
Oh,
inclined
even
to
then, I don't even know how good it would. Oh, I guess it's fine when
Uh,
of that good
The-
main game combo.
it would be pretty good because the main or one of the big reasons when Ilya loses is when you get stuck at 2/6 and then your opponent just pushes you down from there because you don't have any ways of actually dealing damage to yourself. So the clock and core becomes kind of cool. But
I
like
think
this, it's
I think it's
whatever.
just extremely average. Hand-on
Yeah,
core is what the set's looking for on a 6K beta that probably won't kill anything next turn. You don't play 2K1 Soul ever, and there's no notable your turn only power. Like there's your
yeah.
opponent's turn only power, but not. I don't see a reason I'd play this card outside of maybe like a Miyu waifu deck.
I I would rather avoid going to jail than contemplate this idea any further.
It's fine as well. I'm playing putting that at niche.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
yeah.
I'm gonna go with playable minus. That
I would
is,
never play this in a Kaleidoscope deck.
I would never play this probably ever, but that's for moral
Yeah.
reasons, if anything. The card is just incredibly underwhelming on
Niche.
its own, though. I just, I don't think you need a hand-on core.
Yeah, no, I can't see myself playing this.
Yeah.
And I'd almost consider playing the next card over that, to be
All
honest.
right, next, so we
So it's
can
a
get
one.
off
This is
jail-bait.
Precious Friend Mew.
What?
10.
No. No.
I know it's a 2K1 song. It's a 1045. Experience. If you have two or more experience, gains 1K, so it's a 5/5. And when the battle opponent of this reversed, if you have the 2K1 soul, Wish of Grasping Happiness in the climax zone, you may discard a magic character from your hand to waiting room. If so, choose a magic character in your waiting room whose level is equal to or lower than your level and put it rested anywhere on stage.
This card
This
seems
is
bad.
so terrible. This is. I don't know what they thought when they printed this and then even made it a triple R. This is the worst card.
Well, you can like drag another like this is a Miyu waifu deck card. You can drag that 1/1 support onto the field. It's
That
fine.
Or
still doesn't sound
you're
good.
playing two. You're playing a 2K1 and you have to reverse something and you don't even get a card out of it.
No, you don't. It's fine.
Seems bad.
This
I
is.
also don't
This
think it's
is.
very good, but I don't like the previous card at all.
I mean,
This is bad.
on a grounds, like, I think 2K ones are just, like, almost out of the question right now as far as an
Yeah.
overall meta call is concerned.
As far as
Especially,
level 1 combos
and,
anyway.
and especially when you're looking at a set like Ilya, which really needs to, like, stay on parity at the early level so that you can just outright kill them at level 3. I'd rather have more 1K ones on
I definitely
background of
agree
our
with
realm.
that.
So, like, 2K ones in a broad meta context is bad, and in Ilya it's even worse. I just cannot give this card anything besides a bad rating. It feels like it's a bad call, no matter which build you're using.
The thing about
Not
this
even
card
Miyu
is like
waifu.
the 2K1 is already terrible. But even if this was a pants, I wouldn't play this combo.
I think the combo is awful, but like the
Combo doesn't
2K1 is,
pass.
is what pushes it into the bad rating for me.
That's a respectable decision. I still think it's niche.
It's bad for me.
All right, next.
Alright, Yukata and Fireworks Ilya, so it's 105. This stupid card. Experience 2. If you have Experience 2, when this is placed from hand to stage, you may discard a card. If so, look up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to one magic character, add it to your hand.
It's an
Uh,
Akatsuki
uh,
slash Azusa. I mean, are we gonna start naming them after
Slash
Lala
Itagi.
from Two Lover?
uh,
This is
Lala,
500 bigger than To Love Rus Lala.
but Lala
So
doesn't have the experience. So
this is
yeah,
just straight up
it's
Gahara, just
yeah, I can.
for magic.
It's Asa but in blue. And I know how much Alf liked that card, despite always saying how this archetype is bad and
This archetype
terrible
is
and doesn't
terrible.
deserve to exist.
Oh, it doesn't deserve to exist, but the card is why Monogatari is suddenly on the map again.
well, it feels so good playing Azusa effects in my animal deck. It just like boom,
Doesn't
boom.
deserve to exist. Just
Oh
kill
my
yourself
god.
right now, Kidani. Stop it. This is an effect that shouldn't exist. It's ruining the game. It's
I'm
far too easy of a hand fix. It's
gonna
four
go
free
ahead and
cards of
set it
killing.
to good for everybody.
I'm
Yeah.
just unhappy this keeps getting printed. This wasn't even spoiled, was it?
It was literally on the day before the
Oh,
Singapore dudes opened their shit. It was
sure.
Tuesday on the last week before release. This and the draw drop both got spoiled then, and I was wondering to myself, so you're spoiling the best cards last. Why?
So
They
Singapore's
don't.
pretty big on breaking Street Date, eh?
They don't actually want you to buy the set. They just want you to get singles. That's why.
That,
This card
I
is
don't know.
insane, and I don't enjoy the fact that it keeps getting reprinted.
Yeah.
Right.
Does it get
Magical
good
Idol.
plus?
Oh, fine. Give it good plus. I don't think it's
I, I'm
actually good
going.
plus in
I'm giving it
context.
good because it's in context. It's actually not that strong.
All it really does is get you towards your second refresh, so you have a bit of a damage buffer. So
No,
Yes.
what it
damage
really
buffer.
does is it's a free brainstorm in a set that really wants a free brainstorm.
It's also just a zero cost beater. 5k is not terrible on a utility card.
No.
It's
It's
worse
pretty
here than
bad.
Rogue.
It's not
It's
enough.
Hey man,
Yeah,
it's
worse here
worse.
Monogatari
than
has.
It's still fine though.
Being level 1 sucks way more than being level 0, though.
Like you'll probably throw a 2k counter on this and kill something. It's probably gonna happen.
Alright. We're just gonna leave it at good increments.
Magical Idol Miyu, one cost, ditch a magic character from hand and sack a character from stage. When you use this card's backup, it's a 2/1/2/5 backup. You may pay the cost. If you do, well, you anti-change your opponent. You kill an opponent's character which is higher level than your opponent's level. And by kill, I mean bottom deck. So,
Oh, it's even better.
It's actually bottom deck.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Neat.
it's blue.
I guess,
So,
but you play it for the
You play for the sack.
cost. Yeah.
I mean, the
Hey, you
anti-change
save
effect
a
is strong.
stock on this cost because of that.
Yeah,
I don't know why bottom decking is cheaper than killing, but you.
it's not.
No, bottom
Because
decking
you
is
discard
more
a card.
expensive because you
Oh, you also
discard a
discard a
magic
card.
character.
You also discard a card. I see that now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's
It's not even a
unfortunate.
card. It's a magic character.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm
Do you still play this?
No, you don't play this.
And
That
Kaleidoscope
seems very costly.
don't want to.
It's not the
It's
cost.
not
It's
costly.
you gotta
You
kill them.
just yeah.
Kill them dead.
I mean, you can play this. You can play one copy of this if your meta is literally Nisekoi everywhere.
I
And
mean,
other than
I
that,
guess like
don't bother.
if other people are also just playing Zwei form.
Oh yeah, or that. I forgot.
I,
I already forgot the card existed.
Look, this card only goes in non-kaleidoscope decks.
I feel like this card
Yeah.
is niche.
It's
Mhm.
pretty good in non-kaleidoscope decks.
This card feels like a niche card. Not because it's niche as in it's a build around me, but niche as in the
I'm
uses
gonna
are very specific.
I'm gonna say it's playable because it's a sack counter,
Sure.
It's a,
but
it's a
it's
sack
but it
counter.
won't be
That
played
was
in the kaleidoscope deck.
it's a
But
great
it's
card. I just
yeah.
don't think it has a role in the deck, which is single-mindedly murder your opponent.
It also sadly doesn't have a role in Gem because you need to ditch a magic character from hand,
Yeah,
which is
it's
unfortunate.
Most of the gem cards are master.
They're all they're all gem and
They were Gem magic before, some of them,
some were
but
gem
they
magic, but
changed
most of them
it.
were just gem something. Like gem or Joe and gem. I forget what Rin is. Probably gem nothing, to be honest.
I think maybe she got made trade now on a
Made?
bunch of cards because
You're
because
perfectly
Luffy
I-
hired
interest.
her.
Uh,
Well, I'll look it up.
okay, sure, that's fine.
You
But
found your new project, right?
point
Okay,
being, this card it goes into waveform
Wait,
decks
what?
and Miyu waifu and Kuro waifu. That's all I can really, I guess.
Kuro waifu.
Yeah, Kuro waifu.
But if you're playing this
How,
on
how
Kuro
does
waifu,
this
isn't that
go
the
in
point?
Kuro waifu? You're not playing Kuro waifu anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. This goes in Miyu waifu and Zweiform dot deck,
Sure.
as well as Kuro-centric decks. How about that?
Sure.
Yeah, that works.
But you definitely, I think you might be interested in playing one depending on how your local meta is.
Yeah.
This card is great. You just don't play it in Kaleidoscope. That's all.
Just kill them, make them dead.
Exactly. No point in stopping yourself from losing the game if your opponent is already dead.
All right.
Plus, if you ever reveal this card to Kaleidoscope through some freak accidents, then you'll want to kill yourself.
Next.
That's true.
Next card, Feelings for Friends, Ilya. It's a 00500 chop top check and bond with the Ellie clone Miyu.
No, not
Right?
this one.
No.
This is Clock Bond to something
this
else.
isn't it. This is is this the, what is this?
Clock Bond's a heartwarming reunion Miyu.
Okay, so I totally,
This is the 1-0.
it is a 1/1.
Oh,
Okay,
1-1?
so it's coming up later. I this is incorrect in my notes. Don't worry about it.
Oh, this
So
is the
it's a
bad card.
1175. It's a 1175.
That sounds bad.
It's a clock bond to a 1175, which isn't the worst thing ever, but it's been a long time since that Railgun Kuroko was a good card. So I don't know how much you can really.
I think 1175s are only playable if they have Encore.
I think
If they
one
can't,
one.
can't be bombed, you mean?
I think 1/1s are only playable. They can't be bombed.
Or that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. This card is niche, I reckon, because that Miyu isn't terrible.
Is it
But
worth
It's a
sticking around?
1175 that has an unplayable climax combo. I think it's pretty bad.
It doesn't have a climax combo. It's just a 1175. Let's go with that.
That sounds
Which
like a
is
bad
not
thing.
really. Yeah, that sounds like a bad thing. You have better cards than that.
That sounds like you don't want to be running 1/1 75 beaters.
1175s are fine. I don't see the
So
hate.
you're literally okay with paying the stock to get 1,000 extra power
No.
instead of paying
I'm
the
not.
stock to get another 6/5.
I'm
Or
not, but I
6K?
don't think the card is as bad as you're making it out to be.
No, it is 6/5.
What?
But the set also has a 1075.
I'm not even speaking in the context of Kaleidoscope, because this obviously doesn't go in Kaleidoscope.
No,
Yeah, that's obvious. But I just don't think the card is.
I think
Going anywhere.
so few cards in this set go into Kaleidoscope that I'm just going to mention the ones that do, and everything else I'm just going to be talking as if it's
it
not
doesn't
the
go in
Kaleidoscope
Kaleidoscope.
deck.
Yeah, I think if we just talk about what goes into Kaleidoscope, we can just.
Start
Well,
skipping
And
cards.
the
the
video
cast will be
like-
over by
Yeah.
now if he only talks about what goes into Kaleidoscope. But
Damn, we're already an hour in.
yeah,
So
Okay,
I'm gonna
let's
say
hurry up.
niche at best is
Yeah.
is probably where I'm gonna
Niche
put
minus.
it. I'm gonna go with niche minus
I think niche minus is probably correct.
because it doesn't sound very good. Increment next. Now the better bond.
All right, this is the actual bond that
That actually has a good second ability.
Yeah, so check top deck, which is fine, and then bond to the 1/0. It's a stock bond. So bond to the 1/0 Ellie clone, so yeah.
Scry 1, good, especially in a deck that needs to top check. If you order the abilities right.
It also is sort of an additional way of digging through your deck.
Yes, Scry to the
Kind
bottom is okay.
of.
And
Kind of.
a cost 1 bond is perfectly
Kind of,
serviceable.
yes.
And
Like, this is, you can think of it as digging through your deck because you have the draw drop Ilya. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's still really average in terms of getting through your deck, but it's
But it's on a card that you want to play anyway, so it's good.
agreed.
a
It's
cost,
gravy.
a cost 1 bond is fantastic. So
Well, cost one bond to a costless character
Yeah.
that is kind of
Yeah.
big. It's pretty
yes,
good.
yes.
Yes.
Playable plus.
Card, yeah, this card gets playable plus for me as well.
Yeah, same.
All right, so what's next? We got choosing. How many climax combos does this?
There's like 6
And-
climaxes for both colors.
You know what's sad? There isn't a single good. Well, there's Zwei form, and that's I think the only relevant climax combo in blue. And then there's the gate combo for Kuro and the gate combo for Rin, and those are the only relevant
The
climax
gate combo
combos
for Rin is
that.
actually like good.
But what about the 2K1 soul combo for Kuro?
2K1 souls enough to stop there.
Don't
You
worry
know
about
what you'll do? You just play standard, and you play the stock soul from UBW2. Easy, same name.
You're not wrong. Is it the right color? Oh, it is. Yeah,
It's a red stock
right.
soul. It
Yeah, it's
was
right. Yeah. Anyway, choosing swimsuit, Mew. When Tricolor Birthday is placed in the climax zone, so that is a book trigger, I think.
it should be yeah.
Yeah. Put the top card of your deck in the waiting room. If it's a magic character, you may pay cost, which is 1. If so, choose one of your opponent's characters and move it to a vacant slot on the opponent's stage. Then choose one of your characters, and that character gains 1k power. Rest 2 characters, choose a magic character. That character gains 1k till the end of your opponent's next turn. This card just sucks.
It has a lot of text.
has
Everything,
a lot of-
every
has a lot of-
text on this card is bad.
Has
So-
a lot of not good text. Like,
Yeah,
the ability to move your opponent's back row up front and... Or you
not
can
worth
move
the
their front
climax
row back.
space. Not worth the
That
level 0
requires,
space.
by the way, for them to have an open slot. So when you would even want to be using this effect, which is not level 0, you probably can't.
And you can't actually stop runners because runners activate the beginning of attack step. So you'll have moved them already, which means they'll just run away.
Let's just say this is bad and move on.
I don't think, yeah, this is an actual bad card because this climax combo is terrible. And the rest to give something 1k for until the end of your opponent's next turn, I don't think it'll make anything big enough to matter.
Never mind if you just had two brainstorms, like that's also 1,000 power till end of opponent's next turn, except it's all of your characters.
I mean, you could play both, and then you could have a character gaining
And then
2k
you
to
couldn't brainstorm, and
Yeah, no, this is
You
not.
actually don't brainstorm a lot with the deck because
Ah.
you need to stalk,
this is true.
but still,
I don't think this card is bad.
whatever. Yeah,
I actually think this card is bad. You don't want to play the climax combo. The ability is basically blank when it matters, and the secondary effect is almost irrelevant.
we're on uncommons now, so we can kind of hurry up a bit.
Start of moving preparation, Miu. It's a 0015. When it's placed on hand of stage, you may put the top three cards of your deck into waiting room, so either 3 or 0, and then 1 cost, put the top card of your deck into your clock. When it's placed from hand to stage, you may pay cost, and no, you don't get Ricky effect, you just get to draw a card.
Playable.
Playable.
Yeah, I
Both,
think
both effects are playable.
both
Yeah.
effects are fine. They're like marginal. It's a playable card, I guess.
Next.
Alright, next card, Big Tears, Miu. 2k. When this is placed from hand to stage, if there's one or fewer characters in your opponent's front row, choose a cost 0 or lower character in your opponent's front row and bottom deck it.
This is a way to mess up people playing runners.
This is pretty
This is
alright.
so rude. I hate playing against this.
Still playable. This is
Yeah,
actually
I
playable.
really
this
hate
is,
playing against this. I don't think I'd ever play it myself.
this is very
Yeah.
cool anti-runner tech,
This
though.
is correct. I would never play this myself, but whenever I get this done to me, I feel so sad.
I still
I
think
just want to quit.
I give the card a playable rating. Anti-runner tech is still fine.
Yeah, playable. Whatever. I just
I
don't
think
want
this
to play it
is
myself.
solidly playable
It's
and
a
very
lot more. It's
Yeah.
a lot more niche than the cards opposite this can't move because that messes up people in their main step a lot. But
Yeah, well, no, not a lot. There's only a few cards which do that in specific situations. This card is
no, I mean it's
perfect
more for
for-
like the people who
play
aren't super
bad.
mindful.
People play bad and get fucked against those cards.
Well, you can play good and still get screwed against 2 CLB.
No, but I mean
Sure.
like I just mean like how
Let's
the
go with
anti-runner
that.
just like it means that people now need to start planning really really hard, and it leaves open the ability for your opponents to make mistakes.
Yeah, I just think this card is playable and
Playable
really
is where I put it.
Yeah.
All right. Jail.
Oh
Changing.
god.
Ilya. 003k. When this is placed from hand to stage, put the top card of your deck in the waiting room. If it's a climax card, this goes to stock. And when this climax is placed in the climax zone, this gains 1/5 for the turn.
Bad.
Shrug.
Eh.
I think this is like the profile of card which might go to stock as a downside. I don't see that as a real downside in most
No,
situations.
it's good.
I'd
but
rather it be
second
3/5
ability.
power.
Second ability is basically irrelevant.
Yeah.
I
Like, you have
still
to-
think this is like playable minus. I can't give this card too bad a rating because I'll never feel terrible playing this.
I feel like you don't have enough space at level 0.
That's the thing. I don't think you'll play this, but I also don't think playing it is
I
going to
think
make
there are objectively better options.
I just don't think you need a beater slot in this set, and I'm gonna give it a bad rating.
Well, you've got a runner, and the runner's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
4, probably. This
Yeah.
card is still fine, still playable minus to me.
All right. Playable minus and 2 bads. Next.
Neat. Yukata and Fireworks, Miu. 113k. This gains -1 level on the stage for whatever reason.
It so can die.
To
Well,
work
no,
with
it's,
the
it's
1-0.
specifically, yeah, it's specifically to work with the 1/0. But
Yeah.
It
anyway.
doesn't make it feel good.
No, it doesn't. All of your other magic characters gain 500 power, so global, and at the start of your opponent's attack phase, choose a character, it gains 1k.
No.
This is actually pretty good.
I think this is probably strong. Like, these effects they happen at a very interactive time, and they're probably underestimated by people who haven't had to deal with stuff happening at the beginning of their attack phase. So you've made all your decisions. You can't make any
Yeah.
strong decisions from there on in, and that's why field swappers and runners, etc., are really strong because your opponent's locked in their answer. They've said okay, and you still get to do stuff. It's why instant. It's why instants are so strong in Magic. It's why interaction is strong. I think this card is fine. I
I
still
can't
would
give
play
this
it.
card more than playable.
I
I, I would strongly consider this as my back row in Kaleidoscope if you had the room for like one, but at the same time, streamlining the deck sounds really good as well. So
I think I'd rather
The
just play
thing
more.
is, I'm not sure if it's worth the stock investment in Kaleidoscope or if you actually have the stock to play this and still play 4 level threes. Um, I think this is definitely going into the Zwei form and every non-Kaleidoscope build. A lot
yeah,
of people overlooked this because it's an uncommon, it didn't get leaked, and I also kind of overlooked it until Phil mentioned it to me. And it's been really strong in testing. Between this and the 2K counter, you can actually wall up with the deck,
Yeah, that's
which is
true. You get to
surprising.
put 3K power on one or three
that's fair.
plus 1,000, so you can get your Ellie's to 10-5.
I mean, this is obviously extremely bad against bombs, but
I
at the
mean,
same time, they've put their bombs where they want to put their bombs, so they're not
If
elsewhere.
somebody bombs something in my Ilya deck, I'm happy because I have an open slot to attack into. Like that's not a downside for me. If they bomb my Ellie clone, I'll just bond it back next turn, whatever.
But this card seems like a very good back row, and it seems like the sort of thing you'd be happy to play.
I'm sure you'd be really
Yeah.
sad if you only have one global and your opponent plays Wing Slayer.
I think the major issue is that this does.
Dice to Wing Slayer, bad card. Fuck.
Oh no, because you'll have a brainstorm in your other slot. That'll
I'm joking. It's
Oh
like
right, you
if
have
you only have
brainstorm.
one assist or one effect, right? Because like if you're playing Dwight, you have the wand, you have the
Okay.
brainstorm, you have this. So like, what are the odds that this isn't 3-5 on your opponent's turn?
Well, they just double Wing Slayer. Bad card dies to two Wing Slayers.
Dies to Wing Slayer plus Kaiki.
This card is
In standard, yes.
I think it's
Oh
very
no,
playable.
it still dies to Wing Slayer because the other thing will die to Wing Slayer, and then this will die to Wing Slayer. Boom.
My major issue is that this is stock investment that doesn't pull its weight in the end game because your end game is hopefully very non-interactive.
What your end game
Giving
is they're dead.
yeah, global 500 and then some amount of power on the opponent's attack phase is almost irrelevant at your opponent's end game because you basically never pull off double kaleidoscope. And if you
Well,
do, it'll only be single kaleidoscope,
the thing
which is
is, you
still
don't.
very unlikely.
The thing is, you don't actually need help with your end game. You need help with your mid game, and this does exactly that.
Sure,
Is it
but
worth the stock?
I don't know if I don't know about the stock investment. It is very
Yeah.
in the game.
In
I
Kaleidoscope, but I'm not sure if it's worth the stock investment in the other decks for sure.
I admit that it's a very strong card in the mid game. I just like it when my mid game cards scale well into the end game, and this doesn't do that. It's fine.
Playable's
It's
fine.
playable. It's playable.
Playable's
Playable plus.
Playable plus. All right. Strong words.
Wait, now I need to fix things.
I'm really convinced by this card.
All right,
Seems fine.
moving
Seems like the
onward.
sort of card people underestimate, like field swappers.
Yeah.
Field swappers are obnoxious as all hell.
Yeah,
Next.
field swappers are much better than this, but this is fine. Heartwarming Reunion, Miyu. So this is the card that I thought was the Ellie clone. So 1/1/5/5. If all of your characters are Ilya, Miyu, or Kuro, this gains 2k. So like I said, 7/5.
Jeez.
It's got no other power.
Yeah.
When this attacks, if my world is in the climax zone, which is the 2k 1 soul, you may pay 1. If you do, all of
Isn't
your
it a stock
characters-
soul?
Is it? It's a 2 soul.
No, it's a 2 soul.
My bad.
Oh god,
2 soul.
does not make this
Yo,
better.
Ilya got a 2 soul. That's interesting.
Yeah, okay, so it's 2 soul. Doesn't plus, gives everything 2/5, so I guess it's got a marginal plus in that it might make your characters big enough to kill your opponent's things, but that only matters if your opponent cared about their cards.
Which they usually don't.
Yeah, it also means
here's-
playing less pants, which is
It also means you spent 2 stock at level 1 for gaining -1 card, which sounds really terrible.
well, you could possibly plus on versus some decks, but I think it's probably just a straight minus because
It is probably a straight minus.
yeah.
Bad.
I was evaluating the bond to this as if this was a 2k 1 soul combo, and even now that I know it's a 2 soul combo, I still don't think it's playable.
Oh, it was
No.
definitely worse when you said 2K1.
Yeah.
Well, this is actually even kind of anti-synergistic because if you play the 2 soul, you're fine with siding, and this makes your board big, so.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Alright.
playable minus because it has a clock bond. But
I think-
not played anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, it's a 7/5, a 1175 that's clock bondable.
All right,
Sure,
I'm gonna update Cella to playable minus. I'm still leaving it at bad. I'm not paying the stock for the 7.5.
Yeah,
sure.
that's
I
fine.
think niche is my rating for this.
God damn it! I hate all of you. I'm not updating your rating anymore.
Lucky Girl Ilya, 116k, experience 2. If you've got experience 2, then this gains X power, where X is 1k times the level of the character opposite this. Whenever I see this text, I think of the 1/1 Persona card, and something inside dies.
All
I
right,
have
so
an
so
SP of that card.
this is
Okay.
actually lower power than the previous 1/1. This is a 117k usually.
But
Yeah.
it has a relevant second ability and the other one doesn't,
Yeah.
so this is better.
This is
This
way
card a
better.
climax card. This it's a startup, so you can do it as many times as you want. This gains 1k power and the ability when the battle opponent of this dies, you may draw a card. So if you discard 2 climaxes, it gains 2k and you draw 2 cards, etc., etc.
Do you need a climax out like this though? You have a
No,
Katsuki.
no, you've got the draw drop and you've got a card
You
skill, but this
actually
card is
don't
still
need a climax out, but it's actually kind of fine because you actually don't play climax combos till level
This
3.
is true.
So
I would be
you
tempted to
can
run one or
convert.
two.
I'm not
okay.
running any, but I think it's a fine and serviceable card.
I think it's fine.
It's
Playable.
not a 1/145. That's what it isn't. So
Yeah,
this card is
Playable, yeah.
it's playable.
playable. Agreed.
Yep. Next.
All right, magical cooking. Ilya, it's level 2. Bad. Assist. All of your characters gain X power, where X is 500 times the level of that character, so level X. And tap 2 characters, choose a character. That character gains, when the battle opponent of this is reversed, you may draw drop.
That sounds bad.
I mean, it's level 2 in a deck that doesn't need level 2s. It's a power support in a deck that doesn't need power at level 3. Well, if it does need power, it's got a better support to play.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, if you really, really, really want to keep your 3/2 advanced summon alive, then you can just play the 1/1 we talked about earlier, and it'll do a similar, if not better, job.
That's
Yeah.
also 1,000 power or
I
1,500
mean,
power.
this makes that 11/5 on your turn as well, or whatever, but I
Whatever.
still think that that card will pull weight in the mid game as well. So this is a late game card that serves no roles you really care about.
Bad.
Unfortunately, I think I have to give it bad, even though it's a perfectly serviceable card in most sets.
It's just level 2 is bad.
I mean, it's a level assist. Level assists at 2 aren't terrible. It's just this deck doesn't need a level assist because it has strictly better options or doesn't need a level assist.
Technically not, well,
It's not strictly better.
strictly better is
Not,
a difficult term to use.
yeah.
Better.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think Kaleidoscope has a sort of strictly better one. I think the promo is a level assist that also has top check when you play a climax.
Yeah, but that one gets you to jail so much faster.
God damn it.
Roll of leader, Irisville.
Isn't this your goal when you play this deck?
So
Who
this
can
is
go
a
to jail?
This
2/1.
this card won't put you in jail.
No,
It must be
won't.
bad.
It also has absolutely no relevant traits. It's homunculus and alchemy.
Oh
I don't,
Jesus
is
Christ.
she a homunculus in this timeline?
Yeah,
I don't think she is she? Because Ilya is like a 10-year-old as opposed to the 18 she is in the original
wait,
timeline.
she's 18.
The timeline is really. She's 18 in Fate's Stay Night. She's 10 in this, or 11 in this
Wait,
series.
the fuck?
Yeah, she's 18 because
Have you not played the visual novel?
No.
He's not. He hasn't played anything. She's a homunculus, so she
Did you
doesn't
not
really
watch Fate Zero? Fate Zero happened 10 years before Fate's Stay Night.
look.
It doesn't give me
it
good
was
points of
real.
reference, but I did know she was a homunculus, so that would explain why she still looks like she's fucking 10.
But Irisfield's not a homunculus in this timeline, is she? I don't think she is.
I read the manga and I'm not sure. I think it never got touched upon.
So they just decided to just keep her homunculus right?
She might still be a I think she actually still is a homunculus, and Ilya is still a homunculus.
But that doesn't
I think they
explain
both
why
are.
she represents the age he is.
Well, the
Like-
timeline is kind of jumbled up. We're not sure how old the characters really are or how old Arisfil really is, but I'm pretty sure there was a subplot about Ilya still being this sort of holy grail thing and Arisfil still being the homunculus because of the whole Kuro thing.
Okay, sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
As
something
you can
like.
tell, we didn't really want to talk about this card because it's a level 2 assist to Ilya and Kuro only. It's on the screen, right? The screen share died. I assume the effect is on the screen.
The screenshot did die. Let me put the screenshot back up.
It's fine. It's a 1k in front to Ilya and Kuro's only, and it gives Encore, hand Encore that is. And it's got tap 2 cost, tap this to search for one Ilya or Kuro from your deck, add it to hand. So this card can add your Kaleidoscope Ilya to hand. That makes it playable, right?
It makes
No,
it niche at best, but it also costs 2 stock.
This card is
no, bad. Move
terrible.
on.
I'm joking. It's not magic trait though. That's like brutal.
It's not even gem trade. It's just bad.
It's like where does this go?
It doesn't even. It goes in the Three Stooges deck. No, it doesn't because it only supports Ilya and Kuro.
I've already moved on to the next card, even if the art hasn't shown it yet. There it goes. Oh my god, everyone who buys this set is going to jail.
Yeah, Beast Mode Ilya. So I assume this is where she's wearing the cat or dog costume or whatever. I'm not looking. It's a 217k.
Why are you not talking?
If you've got 4 or higher experience, which isn't, well, it's not too hard, I guess.
It's level 2, you'll probably have it by then.
Yeah, it's a 2195, which isn't terrible. And 1 cost, drop a card. When Precious Bracelet is placed to the Climax Zone, if this is in the front row, and you've got 3 or more other magic characters, you may pay cost. If so, heal 1 and search your deck for a magic character, reveal it, add it to hand, shuffle your deck.
So it's a
Precious
pay 1
Bracelet
heal
is a
hand
stock
fix.
soul. It's not even
It's
pay
a stock soul.
I
It's a
guess
stock
you.
soul.
So it's
Well, so you heal 1 and hand fix?
Yeah, heal
Yeah.
1 and fix. It's probably not playable. It's niche, I think.
I think it's
There's
niche.
probably some way you can play it.
You could probably try to abuse it with the heal event.
I mean, if you really want to go to jail or if you really like this art, you can play it, but it's not a good card.
I
So,
don't think
like,
it's very
not
good.
playable niche.
I think it's still niche. I think you could
Yeah,
probably
niche.
make a heal loop
It's just
fix
niche.
deck work, but I just don't feel like it's very good. Next, and Jailbait Be Gone.
Warm World, Miu. It's a 217k, and it's got Hand Encore if you've got Experience 3, and when this attacks, it's leveled the character up. So this is 3 or higher, this gains 6k for the turn. It's not even that big.
I mean, 13k is usually
It's fine.
enough.
13k
guess.
is usually enough. I'd also rather it not have the Hand Encore and have a valid first effect.
Yeah, the Valve first effect was like plus 500 power in bottom deck. I would be happy. And maybe
Yeah.
But even so, it's level 2, so you don't play it in Kaleidoscope.
Fuck
And
You
the
have a bottom deck counter anyways.
yeah.
this card is probably fine as a one-of if you really, really don't want to play a don't want to go neg. Oh, how much do you go neg?
You go neg 2, 3.
You
If
go
if you go neg 2 if you can actually counter over something.
yeah, neg 3 if your opponent attacks smartly. So this seems playable in non-Kaleidoscope decks.
Eh? I'd still rather
I'm not
not.
convinced. I don't know if I'd play this at all.
I don't like this profile, but I got fucked by the now or Karen or whatever the Triad Primus card that bottom decks and gets absurdly huge. I hate that card. Fuck that card.
Who cares, man? It's Tread Primus. Just punch them in the face.
Just kill them. I don't know if it's actually outright bad or just niche minus.
No, it's
It's not
like
bad.
playable
It
minus.
serves a role that
something.
nothing else does. I've
Or
got I'll put it
playable.
minus, I think.
I'm gonna put it at niche then.
Okay.
Alright.
Playable minus. Playable minus.
Yeah.
Time for commons.
I need to like update. See, when everyone's not doing the same rating, then I actually had to do work.
Yeah, well.
It's still faster than typing it. Next.
Alright. Peaceful Family, Ilya. Experience, if you've got 5 or higher, this gains up to once a turn when you use a startup, choose a character to gain 1/5, and tap 2 characters, check the top card of your deck, and put it either on top or bottom.
So tap 2 scry.
Yeah, that's deceptively powerful, I think.
It's okay in this set because you actually don't really rest the back row all that often, despite having the brainstorm, because you don't have the stock to excessively brainstorm.
The free
Yes.
scry seems actually very convenient.
The
It
1/5
costs
during
5.
your turn is convenient too, but it's like you
1/5.
don't have the space for
If you
this.
have the 1/0 counter, you also get another one
Yeah,
five there.
is massive.
So
Yeah.
they turned the 1-0
At the
counter
same
into a 3-5
time,
counter at level 2.
I mean, do you really want another one at
I
grind?
think
It's just fun.
the issue is that you probably don't have experience 5 at level 2
Yeah,
because you
level
need
2.
to stuck 2 level 3s in there,
Agreed.
Yeah.
and that's kind of not what you want to do.
I feel like you have better top checkers too.
If it was experience 4, I might think about this, but the issue is you have better cards to run.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
think
not.
Yeah.
I think it's a fine card
the
for
card
a
is
common,
fine.
especially.
This card is actually quite good for a common.
Yeah.
I agree. The main problem is experience 5, because
Yeah.
that means you're putting 2 level 3s in, and I don't know if you can afford to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Playable minus?
I think this
I think
card
it's
is
playable.
Is this playable? I feel like you have better top checkers.
this card gets so much worse outside of Kaleidoscope deck, but
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
those,
top check is still fine, and 3/5 counters are still fine. I think this is still fine.
I mean, like, if it's only a 3-5 counter at level 3, then, like, does it matter? If they're not dead.
I mean, you might be able to afford something in non-kaleidoscope. I don't know.
Alright. I guess next.
next thing.
It's a bottom deck bomb. Have we had these before?
No, I don't think a bottom deck bomb has existed. Level 0 blue bombs have existed, but not a bottom deck bomb. I think there was a climax combo bottom deck bomb of some sort in Kantai, maybe? But anyway. It's a 001k, and it has, if the level of the battle opponent of this is 1 or 0 or lower when it's reversed, you may put that character on the bottom of the library. So, yeah, like we
It
said.
actually loses 500 power just for having the bottom deck effect. That's actually
Okay,
pretty
so-
sweet.
We lost Chris. He went poof, so we'll go on without him for a bit. This card is fine. I don't think you have room. That's the issue.
No, it's relevant. You might actually want it for a 1 or 2 of. Not necessarily, actually. It doesn't do enough if you have 1 or 2 of, but like the card will come in handy if you happen to be playing against like a meta full of what is it?
The key.
Not even Hibikis, because you're not really healing that much. It against the anti-burn from Charlotte.
I guess. I mean, against the anti-burn from Charlotte, they're going to get their anti-burn at some point. That's just gonna happen. There's nothing you can do about it.
Sometimes you can believe extra hard.
It's not gonna happen. It's just not.
I still think it's playable. Just a bomb is still playable.
It's playable, but it's not playable because it beats
Oh
Charlotte.
no, I'm
It-
joking.
it
I'm
doesn't.
joking. That's not serious. It doesn't actually beat Charlotte. It's just like, it's convenient.
All right.
She has hearts in her eyes.
Yep. So this is Mimi. I'm not. Well, the ability is girls. Life is short, so rot away. That makes absolutely no sense. When our resident person who has read the manga / watched the anime comes back, we can ask him about it. If you have another Suzuka, all your other characters gain 500. So if you have the next card, then it's a global 500, and it has pay 2, tap this, search your deck for up to 1 character with
Nanaki.
Tatsuko, or Suzuka, add it to hand, and shuffle your deck.
Are there any payoffs for even trying to play this niche archetype?
I'd be very surprised if there were. I looked over it very briefly. My head started hurting, and it was just not very.
I didn't see any. I'm gonna give this card a bad. It's not even
I think
niche.
so as well. Like if you're building around this, I just don't think there's payoff.
I think you're making a mistake trying to build around this card.
Agreed.
I'm just gonna go ahead and give it back.
Yeah, seems right.
Whoops. Yeah.
Okay. Next card is the Suzuka. So this gives everything 500 if you have the Mimi from before. And there are 2 cards, a Nanaki and a Tatsuko, which I believe are 1-0 and 1-1. So they're your level 1 beaters, basically. They all have basically irrelevant traits, and they get 1k supported by this.
That still seems bad.
So it's an extremely mediocre level 1 lineup, which gets bombed, as far as I know, and just doesn't do anything. It's not bondable. There's really nothing good to say about them.
Still seems bad.
Yep.
Next.
So next card.
Oh, she's crying.
Yeah, Smile of Joy, Ilya. If you have two more other magic characters, this gains one
I'm
level and
back.
5. Oh, you're back. Okay, so you missed exactly nothing.
Okay, good.
If you have two more other magic characters, this is a 3K level 1. When Welcome Back, which is I think it's a second book or something.
Oh no.
It's book or stop, so I don't remember. I think it's book. If this is in the front row and all of your other characters or all of your characters are magic, search your deck for one character with Miyu and name, add it to hand, and then discard a card. Then this gains 2/5.
Oh, translation and note: it does not say your climax, and it does not say shuffle. We expect an errata soon.
Don't shuffle, stack your deck.
Um,
Wait, does it really not say that, or is it just half of the cards messing up? Like,
no, no, no. This
very
is
often.
in the heart of the cards translation note.
Okay.
So like this is an official translation note.
Yeah.
I can't read
So-
Japanese, so I can't tell you if that's true or not.
Well, I'll get the card up, but basically what it means is when your opponent plays the climax, welcome back, you get to do that. That's the unfortunate issue.
You know, to be really honest right now, as long as this card isn't errata, I might run it just for the ability to stack my own deck.
Technically, yeah, you can arrange your deck as much as you want while searching. You just have to shuffle afterwards, but
Not this
does not
time.
tell you to shuffle.
This one doesn't say shuffle.
So this is a good plus
Um.
meta if you expect that your opponent won't call a judge on you. Otherwise, it is a
Wait,
bad.
wait, even if your opponent calls a judge on you, if there's no official errata, then you're not breaking any rules.
It's technically true.
That's still dumb. But, like, if this was a level 1, and you didn't have to drop a card, you might play this.
But it gains power, so it has to drop a
And
card.
if it was a pants,
So basically, if you're saying if this was a better card that on reverse searched with a pants combo,
So you're
no,
saying
not on reverse. When you place it on climax zone, like this
so
card.
so if this is just a better version of like the LB Rin, then you would play it. Good. I never would have figured.
Well, it's not exactly better. You have to search a Miyu and not a level 2 or higher.
Level 2 or higher is as restrictive as a Miyu, if not more. You can run Miyu beaters. You can run Miyu level 1 beaters. You
I
can't
just
run
wanted a free climax combo at level 1 that gives advantage. Why didn't I get that? I want to be fed like everybody else.
Not all of us are as privileged as the Puyo and LB players of the
Not
world.
everybody's as privileged as Project Diva.
Yeah.
um,
Strong.
anyways, as written, this card is borked.
I don't even think it's balked. I
I'm
think
joking. The fact that it's not a pants is actually enough reason not to run it.
Yeah, it's a balk. I confirmed that. Alright, next card. Pretty Fireworks Miyu 0025. If you have one or fewer other characters, all your other characters gain 1 level and 1k. I'd just like to point out that this makes a 3/5 level 1 runner.
I would
Yeah.
just like to point out that I did put it as niche before quickly changing because if it stays this way, you could theoretically do really stupid stuff. The card before.
Yeah. Well, that card that's a non-factor. It's going to be eroded.
Yeah.
This card I think is actually playable, simply because having this plus the runner is really rude.
Yeah.
That's really, really rude, but it's also spots that you don't want to give up for a card that doesn't do anything in endgame.
I think playable is fine. Playable minus.
Playable minus, yeah, whatever.
Like, I don't think you run a set, let alone.
Anything, or any copies of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have
As
the
rude as a level 1
So-
3/5 runner is.
Yeah,
As rude as.
it's not like
Playing-
Shinchan. You just don't have cards to run.
As rude as playing freaking off-time Makotos and free runners in IMASs.
Oh well, that one you just put the card at the far end where off-time Makoto isn't, and you'll be
What if
okay.
they have both?
Well, then they're wasting space because one of them should be a brainstorm.
This is also true. Next.
Alright, being safe is better than anything. Miyu, so 004k. If you have 2 or fewer other magic characters, this does a bad.
Bad. Wait, I need a moment to update my ratings. We're going too fast. Alright. Next.
This is actually worse than Shiki. I think it might be worse than Shiki.
No, it's not worse than Shiki.
I think it
What does
is.
Shiki do?
It's a 3K that gains 1K on your turn and doesn't stand if it's in the front row.
That's no that
That's worse. Come on.
that's definitely
No,
worse.
because with that you can put Shiki in the back row if it doesn't die, it's gonna die, and then play another character. Whereas you can't do that with Miyu because you need to play two characters. And,
You can just put two characters in the back row, whatever.
yeah, but sometimes you don't have those two characters, and then this is like the worst card in your deck.
But that's still not as bad as Shiki.
That's still not as bad as Shiki.
Shiki is guaranteed to always only attack every other turn. This can at least sometimes attack every turn.
All right, Shiki's worse. I'm fine with saying Shiki's worse. Melty Blood has nothing.
It has it has mates.
It does have maids. That's something that
Wait,
this set also has.
yes, Fate
But
Khalid,
Melty has playable maids. This set does not.
Fate Khalid, Liner, Prisma, Ilya Zwei, Hertz booster pack.
Prison Ilya. Why don't we? Yeah, that's good. Prison Ilya. That sounds about right.
Anyways,
Yeah,
next
okay,
is the
cool.
Tatsuko, which I believe we are already just giving.
Yep. So we already talked about how this card is pretty garbage.
It actually gets
bas-
huge. Oh my
it's
god.
it's gonna be probably a 6/5 because you'll probably field two of this, one of the 1/1, and then one each of the back row. So it'll be like
No, it gets 3K. It gets a total of 3K from just that.
it's 8K.
So it goes up to
Okay.
6/5 plus another, yeah, AK. AK.
Oh, okay. .jpg.
It's still bad, but at least it's big.
This card is bad. Makes you waste.
I don't.
space.
I think you still don't have enough cards to run this side character deck. I'm not sure.
I mean, if you count Sella and Irisveal as side characters, if you
Yeah,
count
but
Rin
still, but
and-
those don't work together with the other
no, they
lorries.
don't. But
This is how you go straight to jail. Stop it.
this is like the budget deck, I guess. The
What?
bad budget.
You're playing Weiss. Everything might as well be a
The
budget deck.
deck is just gem.
Straight up bad. All right, next
Yeah.
card, Peaceful Family Seller. It's a homunculus and yeah, see, there are maids, just not good maids.
What? She's not
Oh,
in
I
a maid
missed the
outfit. Does she
bottom
count as a
black
maid
ball.
still?
Yes. For each of your other Lazerit or Laze or whatever her name is, it gains 1K. And if you've got 3 experience, then all of your other Ilya or Laze gain Encore.
So bad still. Homunculus isn't a real deck, right?
No,
No, it's not.
no, it is not.
All right.
Peaceful
Next.
Family Lace 1045. Like I don't know why the Ilias aren't homunculi trait, their master trait,
Did
I
I
believe.
forget to download a card? I did.
I mean,
Yes.
she's like the master of the
Alright.
Kaleido thing.
Wait.
Sticky.
Yes.
I actually like straight up forgot to download this common.
Yeah, okay, but Luvia is the master of Miyu and Rin apparently. So why isn't she master trait?
That's
Ho,
a good
ho, ho,
question.
ho, ho.
You should ask Bushiro that.
Yeah, I'm onto you, Bushy Road. Your
Wait,
Or
what number
false
is this?
standard.
78?
87 is what you're missing.
87, yeah.
So it's a 1045. It is also homunculus and maid trait. For each of your other seller, so the previous card, it gains 1K. And experience, if the sum of levels in the experience 3, all of your other Ilya or seller cards gain 500 power. So this is an even worse combo than the 4 friends combo. Bad for both of these cards.
God. I'm
Yeah.
Damn. I don't usually forget to download cards, and when I do, everything goes to hell.
Magical Cooking, Miyu. This is a vanilla. This is the first vanilla, actually. I'm props to Bushy Road. They are cutting down on vanillas.
There are a bunch of vanillas in here.
Is it
Somewhere.
all in red?
That is possible. I'm
mean,
not.
not
I
long.
don't remember where.
Look, this card is bad because it's a vanilla in a set with like a bunch of 1/0 better than vanillas or. Yeah, just
Yeah.
straight up better than vanilla cards.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
bad. Let's move on.
Wait. Oh my god, that is actually the card. Okay. I thought I went to the wrong place.
So this is the way a lady talks, Nanaki. This is the 4th card in the 4-man combo. Sucks.
It's
The 115K that gains an obscene amount of power or something. It goes to like 9/5.
alright, quickly. What is a 4-man group you can think of right now?
Kaon.
Is there a more meme-filled one we can come up with?
Four-man group
With memes.
with memes. Well, you could just put four memes together, like Pepe, that boy, that Finnish version of Pepe, and Pedo Bell.
What the
Four
what
memes.
Finnish version of Pepe?
Oh, I can't remember its name, but it's like an otter thing.
Wait, what?
What?
I've got to find it. You guys go on. I'm gonna find this. It's very memey. I'll ask my friend. He should know.
Anyways, the card's still bad.
Um, what else is for people?
Alright, next is a Shiroi. Shiro. When is birthday,
Shiro.
Shiro? When is birthday?
This is not Log Horizon.
When is birthday?
Where's this stupid meme?
Anyways, it's only sports trait. If you have 4 or fewer cards in hand, this gains 2k power. If you're for each of your opponent's rested characters, this gains 500 power. It is a 2/2/7k.
Bad.
It is bad. It is very bad.
I'm gonna agree. I didn't actually hear, but I'm gonna agree. There it is. Tapu. That's the one.
What?
Right.
Next up is assist attack Ilya. If you have another assist attack Miu, this is a 2/2 again, 2/2/7/5, and a character with Rune in the name, this gains 4/5 power, so it goes up to 12k. Bad? You don't really want
Bad.
level 2s.
Bad. Let's move on.
What's bad?
2/2/7/5 that goes up to 12k if you have another 2/2 and a Rin.
Yeah, I'd believe it.
Believe it.
What is this thing called?
Wait, how does?
The assist attack Miu is the same card, except it
Versus
checks
Spade,
for
that's
the Ilya.
Spade.
Yeah, this is like a free card combo between this and the other 2/2 and a Rin that
And
you
a
have to
Rin.
play. And Rins usually have Gem Trade and not Magic, except for like the old set ones. So it's even worse. So like
Spudo
just
Sparde?
Yeah, so that's the memey ass otter thing.
Spurdo Sparde. Okay, let's search that.
Right. What are we up to?
We got to the
Uh,
counter.
Yeah,
The event counter.
Yes.
yeah.
2-1 event counter.
Build your own build your own Starduster, right?
Spurdo Sparde is actually derived of pedobeer, so it's actually relevant to this cast. We've gone full circle.
Yes. So it's the Finnish variation on pedo.
Are you fucking shitting me?
No. I've just opened the Know Your Meme site, and it says Spurdo Sparde is a poorly drawn character based on a sprite image of pedobeer.
How did this happen?
Well, it originated on the Finnish image board. See, I knew the Finns were involved.
What?
Anyway, I think this counter is okay.
Sorry, I just can't believe we came full circle like that.
Pedo.
Like, we go on so many off-tangent memes. How did we get back to Pedo Bear from... Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, the counter is fine.
Connors, I'm sad that you have to pay one again to heal. Like, it would be kind of good otherwise.
I think it's merely playable, and I still don't like it. I mean, at least you can use it as, like, a main phase effect.
Like I said, it's a build your own Starduster.
You can use it on the 2/1 heal.
It's a free 5 counter.
The
And
2/1
you
3/5
have the
counter is, like,
option to
only
heal.
slightly under budget for an event counter, so
It's
it's
neat.
fine.
Yeah.
Niche? I don't think you play it. Level 2 is pretty bad.
Well, I think you play it in spy form.
Sure. So form is probably the only place where you play it.
Yeah.
Oh, you might play it in the fake recenter if you still run that from set 2.
I think the fake restun is just worse than spy form. But
I
sure.
agree. But
Yeah.
this card is like playable, I guess.
Yeah.
Starduster was great in 2012.
Well, we're not in 2012 anymore, sadly.
Well, this sort of helps against Tulavru or something.
Or something. I mean, I think Ilya is a deck that's kind of good against Tulavru anyways.
Right.
Mm,
I
I'm
say
not
kinda.
sure.
I'm not saying a lot.
Tulavru, yeah. Like your end game kind of stacks up pretty well, but your mid game kind of doesn't stack up that well.
Yeah.
So this next card is really interesting to think about in Kaleidoscope. It's a 2/2 event. Look it up to X cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 2 of them, and put them in your hand, then ditch the rest, where X is the number of magic characters you have. You could, in Magical Christmas Land, get 2 something card sabers or
I mean,
whatever.
based on the number
Uh,
of times my
You don't
opponents
want to
have,
know how often I checked up to 5 with Mio because I knew there was only 2 saber pens left, and I didn't want to stop at the first one because I wanted to dig through more of my deck and then hit 2 saber climaxes.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
based on the number of times my opponents have dated me and hit 2 climaxes, I'm sure this card is fantastic.
The issue is it's a level 2 card that
Well, it's a level
Yes.
2 card that also costs 2 stock.
yeah,
Yes.
2
Both
strikes.
of those are true.
2 strikes.
and even like the only reason you're getting so many saber summon climaxes is assuming you have that many Kaleidoscope Ilyas on the field.
Yep.
So I think I'd rather just play another Kaleidoscope Ilya, mill down to my saber climax, and then stop there because I don't want to put myself in a situation where I want to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Yep.
Particularly.
I think the card is still, I guess, playable. I mean, I think the card is still fine like the other decks, too. I mean, you're functionally paying 2 to plus, so it's still a plus. It's just on an event.
It's an interesting card. You'll probably not run it. But
I don't think you run it, but it is a very interesting card to think about. And I
Yeah.
think some people will try run it, and someone out there will get 2 of the climax with it and
Live
blow
the
some
dream.
of the hell out.
He'll
but-
live the dream as he triple Ilya someone in a turn because of this.
I mean, if you only run like 1 Kaleidoscope for whatever reason, then this is probably a perfectly fine card.
Yeah. I think I still give it playable.
I think it's probably playable minus. I don't think you should ever play this, but I think it's a very interesting card to think about.
And
Yeah, playable.
that's it for blue.
Yay.
Jesus.
And Tom is asleep.
Yeah,
Since
he's
Tom-
I mean, how
Bim
late
bom.
is it over here
It's
now?
only midnight.
1?
only it's 12:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Like, I don't have a work tomorrow, but he does.
Yeah, and it's 5 p.m. 5:30 for you.
It's like
Oh.
yeah, it's like 5:30 for in Australia.
Yeah, okay.
See, you're the only one who's up at what people might consider a reasonable hour for normal human beings.
What? 5:30 p.m.?
I mean, have you woke up at 5:30 p.m.? Because I have before. That's awful.
Not recently.
I have. Like a week ago.
So
Were you
we're
drinking?
We're putting Sperto
Yes.
Sabe on the recap show, right?
Sure. I feel like he belongs. He
You
can-
know,
Pedo Bear can be on that same screen. I can be honest.
but we moved past blue. Now we're not in pedobeer territory anymore. That's the problem.
This is true.
We can do it for the overview thingy.
Yes.
But now,
that's what I
now
mean.
you just put oh ho 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 throughout the whole screen.
Oh sure. If I can find a good gif of Karen from Street Fighter V, that can be.
Here, you can have this. You can have this YouTube channel.
I know what I know what
Yeah,
you're thinking.
yeah.
I know exactly what
That's a
you're
great
thinking.
YouTube channel.
Isn't it? Oh ho 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 Joe Sama.
Fucking shit YouTube channel.
It's like
It's a great YouTube channel.
it's just
At least it's got a acceptable avatar.
it's all oh ho ho ho's. So that's it
It's-
for. Jeez, this is an hour and 40 minutes. Oh my god. But that is it for blue. There are too many cards in blue, and most of them sucked. I'm gonna be real.
I mean, that was to be expected of a full booster of a filler season, which I'm still very angry about.
That it was a
By
full
the way-
booster, or what?
But yeah, there was a full booster. Like an extra booster would have been more than enough. And the biggest reason is that Drei actually introduces a bunch of new characters, and they should have given a full booster to that and not this shit.
All right. So on that angry note, we will eventually find Tim Tom the Bim Bomb and get back for red.
Well,
Okay.